Hello, this is Jeff from E-mini Edges, and it's time for an update on our free trading system called Morning Fade. If you go to our website under our video blog, and you go off to the left-hand side, and if you look under categories here, you're going to find you can find a section for Morning Fade right here, and that will take you all to the posts related to our Morning Fade system. Morning Fade turned out to be what was as an example on how to create a simple trading system. We discovered that in the pre-market hours, a mean reversion type system looked possible area to explore. It had some potential. And we have a 5-part series. It's the oldest post going back in here. Here's post 4 and 5, and you can go here for the earlier posts. So there's 5 posts there talking about and demonstrating how we created a simple trading system using RSI. And we traded this on a 5-minute bar. That worked well for a little while, and then the edge started to fade. And I noticed that in this post here, Morning Fade 2010 review, I talk about that and how I traded the equity curve and knew when to stop trading in the summer months of 2010 because it seemed to have lost its edge. Later, I added additional filter and came out with Morning Fade version 2, which is what a lot of you have currently right now. And let's go see how that was doing. Bring up the graph here. Let's look at the recent history. Hasn't been doing very well at all. You can see right in here around January 10th. This is where January 2nd, this is where I started trading it, and then I released it January 10th, and it did okay for about a month. It made several trades that were created new equity highs, and then since February 17th, it's been in this pullback. And this looks a lot different than this other trading that took place throughout here, which goes back to February of 2010. So what does this look like to you right after you release a system, after you've done some testing, and it does this? Updates on the computer. And it does this. To me, this looks like we may have overly curve fit our system. That's when you apply too many filters to try to increase the equity growth. So this is a great example. We've watched now the evolution of this from a very simple concept, what we took on a 5-minute bar with just using RSI and a simple stop and profit target, to later on where we decided that, you know what, let's make this more complicated. Let's introduce a volatility index and a filter, and this produced great back testing results. But what happened here? Shortly after we started live trading, and I suffered through this as well with my own money, is we get this pullback, which seems abnormal right now. Now, statistically, it may turn around at any time and do okay. But it got me thinking, well, what does our original system look like on a 10-minute bar? And I have switched to a 10-minute bar. I discussed this in another post. Going from a 5-minute to a 10-minute just simply reduces a lot of the noise in the background, particularly when there's news events and they're being released in the pre-market. And in general, 5-minute bars are somewhat difficult to trade, particularly with this system. So let's go back to the original rules without the volatility filter. What does that look like? So I have that on another chart. Let me bring that up. And here's the equity graph just for this year. Because we don't have a daily volatility filter, this is just for 2010. And you can see it continued to make new equity highs until June. June 16th, it made new equity highs. Here's the performance summary just for this year. So you can see that our original concept continues to work well into 2011. So to me, this is a great example of possibly over curve fitting a system as we developed it, and now we're looking back and seeing that the original concept, our original system, continued to perform well without the additional volatility filters. So attached to this post, you're going to find this code here, which is basically the original system that we created back, or I developed back in 2009 and posted on our website here. I hope you found this post and this series of posts useful. I'm going to continue to follow this system, and I'll probably trade this live once it starts making new equity highs, or if it starts making new equity highs. Again, this series of posts is designed to help you understand how I go about making trading systems. You can see that there's a lot of time involved, and things don't always go the way you think they're going to go. And it's possible here that we fell into a classic trap of over curve fitting, which was quickly discovered when the system went live. I started trading it. It did well for about a month and then started falling apart. In retrospect, we go back and look at our original core system with just a simple RSI, and this looks like it's doing okay. It's continued to make new equity highs throughout the year up until June. Again, just as a reminder, if you are going to trade this with real money, please be careful. I mean, this is an example trading system. As we develop this together here online, it exploits a market edge that we discovered here that's not going to be here forever. If you go back just a few years, this didn't work. But for whatever reason, in this current market environment, in the pre-market hours, this mean reversion with the basic settings on the RSI seems to be capturing some profit in the morning. So it's an interesting example of finding an edge and taking advantage of it. But please use caution and keep an eye on that equity curve on how and when to stop trading or to start trading. So I hope you found this helpful once again, and until next time.